Welcome to the channel. This is a quick video on how to do technical analysis, just briefly looking at support, resistance, and key levels on various time frames. And usually start off on a daily chart and simply looking at the tops and the bottoms, looking to the left, always looking to the left. So at the top, we just look at the very top, and then easily we look at the very bottom. And so we just put some lines there and see, like, okay, you got a top, you got a bottom. You see the areas where it had multiple touches, possible strong areas of support. Mark those off, and you just go throughout the various time frames. Right now we're on the daily. You had this large consolidation, a downtrend, brief consolidation, uptrend. You could say that's a retest of that previous range, downtrend, and then you had a consolidation and an uptrend. And really, you can identify ranges. Like this could be a big range here, but of course you can break it down on smaller time frame or a smaller scale range. Like this is a range, so you identify how this was ranging here, consolidating, and it broke out, went up to try to break back into this range. And because there was already an established resistance right here, you see that there was resistance and it failed to break back into the higher range nor consolidate in this range, so it dropped down. So right now you see that it's been on an uptrend, but hitting that range again, that resistance. So it's boom, bam, sputtering and struggling, sputtering to get back either into this range and break into the upper ranges or stay consolidating. So you kind of get an idea on the big picture. You get a big picture idea, and actually there's another range here, so another range there. So, and there's probably another range there, but you get an idea. So that's what you look at big picture wise on the daily time frame and what's going on here. So you see as we zoom in that there's other support levels, right? Other support levels. So you start marking those off. Eventually you're gonna have so many lines. So sometimes you don't want that because it can get too busy, but depends on your trading and depends on what you're looking for. Depends on what you're looking to do. You trade on the higher time frame, lower time frames. There's so many different strategies, and you basically need to find your own that works best for you. You can try to copy someone else's strategy, but at the end of the day, you really, really need to make it your own, even if you do. And so you just mark off the daily candles. So this was today's high, 48.86. And today's low was 46.60. So that's what happened today. As you can see, yesterday it closed at 46.77, and even though he had this high here at 47.93, it pretty much closed at yesterday's high. So that's another thing to mark off because that's probably a strong area. And so you get an idea, you know? So tomorrow you could either break through this level, which it closed at, and try to break through today's high and go back into this trend, this range here, or it could go and break down to today's low and then make an attempt to break again out of this resistance to today's high. Or it could just break down, and this is another area of support at 45.36, and could hold here and then try to break through this resistance, which is the previous day's high. Otherwise, it could break down further, but to this next support level with multiple touches. So this is another strong area of support, and another strong area could be here. See how it pushed it up when it hit this? So you just develop an idea, you develop a thesis based on the different levels, and you don't want to predict. Like I always say, if you watched my other videos, I'm just trying to get an idea of what it can possibly do. There's a fair value gap here. There's many down here as well, but you know, could possibly come and fill this gap and then go down here, or it could possibly go down here before it makes another attempt and move up back to the Feddies. So we don't know. We don't know. The market's actually been doing pretty good. Yeah, so you might have some momentum to try to bring it back up, at least to try to fill this gap here and retest this level in the 50s. But who knows? I don't know. I think, like I said, man, you don't want to be trying to predict the markets because it's a very dangerous thing. Not trying to predict, but just maybe anticipate would be a good word. Reactive, um, you know, those are being in the right place at the right time based on the knowledge that you have. So, based on all the various convergence factors, so moving averages, strong support, trend lines, all those factor into a winning trade. So that's the 4 hours. You got the 1 hour time frame here. And on the 1 hour, what's going on the 1 hour? Looks like you got a somewhat of an uptrend going on here, huh? It's kind of, these things are kind of like subjective depending on where you draw your lines. They're not as clearly defined, but ideally it's like you're seeing multiple touches. And so because this closed here and we're going to go into pre-market, this can either slide down or slide up and then slide down. So it's not always as predictable trying to draw the trend line. Um, at least from my perspective, again, because it's very subjective at the moment, at least, because after hours pre-market kind of changes how things are going to develop for the next day. And so there's a lot of gap fills down here, and they don't always necessarily need to be filled unless they need to, and they feel like they need to have more fuel for the next leg up, next move up. But this is what's going on here. So you can see that previous day's high low today. It's a very strong area, multiple times. It's been an area of support and resistance, and that goes the same for today's high. Multiple areas of support and resistance. So these are going to be key levels to watch tomorrow if it possibly ranges, consolidates until it decides what it wants to do. Could have a dramatic move down, in which I would go ahead and just take it. Could take a dramatic move up. If it fails to break, you can take it down. Whatever floats your boat, again, however you trade. But this is just the thought process, things that I like to do when I'm looking at a chart, when I'm looking at the possibilities. And the possibilities are endless. They really are. Well, not really. You can either go long or go short. I mean, it's either going to go up or go down or sideways. So, yeah, you just got to be at the right place at the right time. And you got to be patient. And you got to be disciplined, you know? You got to be disciplined and just see what happens, man. So many scenarios. Again, we're not into predicting, but so many scenarios, man. So like this right here could be this, touched it, boom, and I could see this going here and then drop back down here, possibly. Follow this line, and who knows, could be another channel to watch for tomorrow if it does go down. And then this area, again, previous day's low, could be, once this gap gets filled, could be an area to consider. Because so it's just something to do, something to look at, just never know. Never know. So nothing is etched in stone. It's just something that we consider. So I don't know how you guys review charts, how you guys come up with your thesis, your plans, and but again, main thing, look to the left, to the left, to the left. You know somewhat how the price is gonna move when you look to the left, to the left, to the left. Yeah. And just let's keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things, you know what I'm saying? But that's what's up. That's what's up. Then I like to go in and draw some more little lines, but I don't put them as thick because this tells me they're like within within the ranges, within support levels, within the bigger range. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. So I does what I does, man, and I does what I does. So if you get it, if you like it, if you get something out of it, might as well subscribe, man. Just hit that like button. Doesn't take long. Do me a solid. Support the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. You know what I'm saying? Follow the content, the 25K day trade challenge. See the progress. We're keeping it real. Keeping it real, you know? And maybe you learn something. I hope you do. Just sharing information. Because I know at the end of the day, we all got to do our due diligence. At the end of the day, not everybody's going to trade exactly the same. I could show you exactly what I do, but you know what? You might execute it a little different. And that's the beautiful thing about it. So, you know, boom. So I'm looking for some ideas tomorrow. If this ever presents itself, low risk, high reward type situation. We'll see what happens. So I hope you got something out this video. Once again, if you did, I appreciate a like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you think I don't know what I'm doing, if you think you know better, if you like it, if you what, I don't know, man. Just holler. I got one subscriber, and I appreciate you, whoever you are. And let's keep it going. Keep it going, man. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Right on. All right, then. I'm going to let you guys go. But until next time, like I always say, God bless.